Hi all, it's Nick Leverland here from Pegasus Property. So I'm just going to do a video about a project that I'm looking at. So I thought this would be really interesting for the property community, just because it's got a bit of a story to it. So long story short, the builder for this project has up sticks and gone. He's just left site. He's not even halfway through, and the investor for this property is not local. So he's been sourced his property by a local sourcer, and he's been recommended a builder basically. This property is based in Crewe in East Cheshire, which is one of our areas that we do renovations in and do lettings in as well. So the guy quoted in £24,000. He's given him so far £17,000 worth of that money. He's probably done about £6,000 worth of work, and I must say the work is pretty shoddy. You'll see in a minute when we go in. I'm going to walk you around and just show you what's gone on basically. This guy didn't have any contracts in place. Everything was over WhatsApp. There was no schedule written out, so he didn't know what he was paying for. He just got given like a fixed price of 24k. He got told he'd get a new heating system, replaster, rewire, new bathrooms, guttering, downpipes, all rubbish cleared away, carpeted, nice property basically. And he really hasn't got that so far. He's probably had about £6,000 worth of work done, and he's given him £17,000 worth of money for a £24,000 project. So, to be honest with you, when he first approached me, and I do get quite a lot of people like this approaching me, asking me if I can step in and help, which is kind of annoying because I wish they would have come to me in the first place, because then, I could have helped them, rather than, but that's how it goes, I suppose. People don't really seek help until shit hits the fan. I'm basically coming here with a quantity surveyor. So my quantity surveyor that we use for all of our projects, he's meeting me here shortly. And we're going to walk the job, and we're going to basically price all the work that's been done so far, and then what needs doing to finish the job off. Problem is that, looking at the workmanship, we're probably going to have to rip a lot of it out and start again, which is a real shame, because this investor's obviously livid, because he's given this guy £17,000. The reason he's walked off site, nobody really knows. He's actually left quite a lot of local people in the poo, because he's halfway through their refurbs, and he's just left basically. So this particular investor, he's been sourced his property. A friend has recommended this builder because quite a few people have used him locally apparently. I have seen his his work on other projects that he's done, and I wasn't that impressed. When this guy called me, I was hoping he was going to say that it was like a 15k job, because then I could have gone, well, you buy cheap, sort of thing. If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys, sort of thing. But actually, 24k is kind of like probably what I would have quoted, to be fair. For full back to brick, 4-bedroom HMO refurb with 2 bathrooms and that, it's probably about 24k, to be fair. So when he said it was 24k, I was quite annoyed when I saw the workmanship. So essentially what I kind of do is so I'm sourcing properties for investors like this guy, and then I project manage the refurbs. So I actually outsource the refurb work to third-party building teams. So it's not like a Pegasus construction company or something like that. We're just consultants. We're developers ourselves. We're investors, and we know how to handle builders. We know how to handle contractors and what paperwork needs to be done, how to do it all properly basically. Things like floor plans, schedules of works, having a timeline, a payment plan. These are all really important things. You don't necessarily need to have a contract, because everyone's covered through statutory law and the contracts anyway, like consumer rights and stuff. Everyone's got a contract in place, whether it's just verbal or not. But if you want to go further and get JCT contracts and stuff to protect yourself further, that's fine. I've written a book called The Developer's Refurb Manual, which actually talks a lot about kind of how to project manage things from like an office perspective, like from a back office perspective, rather than being on site constantly and being amongst it. You're actually better off being far away and managing it from afar, and then doing site visits and keeping it professional, rather than becoming matey with the builders too much, because then they start, I find, taking the mickey. So anyway, I don't want to drag this video out too long because it's already 5 minutes in, but I'm going to walk around the property now. I'm just going to show you what the workmanship looks like and talk a little bit more about kind of project management and good practices. So I'm going to go in now. So that's the front of the house. There are your 2 front windows. That's your side gate, front door. That's a courtesy car. Mine's in the garage. So let's go inside. So straight away what strikes me is the fact that these old radiators are on the wall. Now this guy's paid for a full new heating system to go in. So that's kind of the first thing that hits me is straight away, you know, what's going on there. It's all been plastered basically all the way through. So the first fix has pretty much been done. Yeah, it's, you know, things like this aren't, you know, at the end of the day, there's going to be architrave on there, so stuff like that's kind of irrelevant. But, you know, when you see things like that, basically cables just running under the, basically going to put all the cabling behind the skirting boards rather than in the walls where it should be. You know, I'm not an electrician, so, but I spoke to my electrician and he said that's a really old-fashioned way of doing it, and I'm not sure it's actually a legal way of doing it. So, but yeah, you know, this is going to be a bedroom, so what kind of strikes you straight away is, you know, the meters are in the bedroom basically. The meter should not be in here. And that gas meter there should be either outside ideally or on the other side of that wall. And also, quite clearly, they're going to be putting the, you know, the junction box for the electricity in it, the switchboard. So that shouldn't be in here either. That should be out there, ideally, over there by the door, so you can access it rather than having to go into a bedroom. So that's the first thing that strikes me, and that's actually quite common. A lot of HMOs that I see, they put the meters in the, you know, in a locked room. You shouldn't. Now there is ways apparently, such as you can put a emergency, you know, gas isolation valve downstream, so you could kind of put a pipe on the outside of here with a handle on it or something. But you know, I just don't think. Just do it properly, basically. Just do it properly. Move the meter. Simple. So yeah, this is going to be your kind of communal space. Again, cable running across the skirting board. It's just generally kind of, it's just, I don't know if it shows it that well on the camera, but it's all just very poor quality finish. I mean, for £24,000, you'd expect, do you know what I mean? Look at this. You'd expect that to be good. I mean, maybe they were going to box it in, I don't know, but I mean, what the hell? What the hell was that? Yeah, it's just very amateur. You know, that's not obviously been replaced. That should be replaced. That's a single glazed, crappy window in a downstairs toilet. Yeah. I'm assuming they were going to do a boiler swap because the guys paid for a new heating system, so you would have thought that would be a new boiler, but it doesn't look like a new boiler to me. But yeah, this is where the kitchen's going to go. Now I'm going to put the kitchen in. Back garden is full of stuff. So yeah, I mean, so anyway, I was just going to talk about sort of good management practices. So when you're basically managing a build, you know, I kind of see it as like the gun. You're like the gun, and the builder's the bullet, and you're the guy pulling the trigger. So you're the one aiming the gun. You know, you're aiming it. You're pulling that trigger. You're in charge. Basically, that builder, he's executing what you tell him to execute. So preparation is key in these things. Having good preparation prevents piss poor performance, is what they say. You know, and end of the day, if you've got floor plans and it tells you where the furniture's going to go, it tells you where the plug sockets are going to go, it tells you where the rads are going to go. You have a schedule written out. You know, what jobs need doing, how much each job costs. All those little things are really, really important. Alright, can I have 2 seconds later? We're doing a video. I know, yeah. There's my QS. If you have all these things planned out, floor plans, schedules, prices, spec lists, so the spec list says what materials to use, what skirting boards you want, what wall paints you want, which walls need to be what colours, etc, etc. And if you're not local, you know, you can get someone like me. This is what I do for people. I project manage renovations. Now, I'm not on site every single day. You know, really the project manager is really the contractor that's doing the build. I'm more of a consultant for the developer. I'm coming in, I'm checking that the spec list is being adhered to. I pick up on things like this. Why are you using that radiator? Why are you not using new ones? You know, why have you put the cable in the skirting board? I'll be picking up on those things. I'll be checking that they're doing what they say they're going to do. And obviously I'll charge for that. But, you know, obviously this guy is now thinking, probably wish he paid someone like me, you know, 10% of the build cost to manage the project for them, as opposed to now being in this situation where he spent 17k and he's not had 17k's worth of work. I don't know, what do you think? I've walked around and shown you. You know? Do you think this is £17,000 worth of work done here? Bit of a rewire, not even got a new heating system in. They've re-plastered the whole building, probably about £3 worth of plastering. And they've done a bit of plumbing obviously, but that's it. No tiling, all needs painting again, all the joinery needs doing, no kitchen, bathroom, do you know what I mean? There's loads of stuff to do basically. So, anyway, I've got a book called The Developer's Refurb Manual. It's £3.99. I'll try and put a link up so you can, if you want to buy it, you can buy it. If you don't, no worries. But I've put as much of my knowledge in there as I can from doing 10 years worth of property development, and I've done 33 projects in the last 2 years alone, using basically projects for clients where I've renovated it for other people and to do the lettings. And I also run a developers group called Unity Project, which is a group full of property developers like myself. There's 45 of us in the group. It's £100 a month to join, and we do monthly meetups. We have seminars from experts in different property strategies, and we do online webinars, and we do tabletop masterminds twice a month as well. And we have a WhatsApp group and a Facebook group, so it's really good. Everyone in there's loving it. So it's 50 quid for the first month. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. So you can't really lose the 50 quid. But that's www.unitycommunity.co.uk if you want more information. And if you visit www.pegasuspg.com, that's our website. You can find out about, you know, YouTube videos I've done about property development, other books I've written, etc, etc. So thank you very much for watching, and please do your due diligence on builders before you use them, and get all the paperwork correct. Just cover your back. Just cover your back. Cheers, bye.